So I want to give you an update on my knees and the peptides that I was taking. And just to recap what happened with my knees, 2019, September, days before my wife's birthday, transmission on my Jeep that I had, Jeep Wrangler. The linkage had some little grommet that holds it in to the piece on the transmission that shifts it into gears. Well, that grommet rotted away, so the little thing popped out of it and you couldn't get it to stay. So you had to go under the Jeep to grab it by hand and go click, 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 put it in gear.
Dad. Hi, viewers. I'm just a kid. And, Dad.
What?
You know you tried to get on that yellow goat simulator car?
Yeah.
Which was spinning around?
Yeah.
I got that on first try.
Good job.
Bye, viewers!
Anyway, so that night, I was able to do that driving at home. Like I had to, put it in gear a couple times or whatever. And I put the e-brake on and then crawled under there. And I knew clicking it would be reverse, click again, neutral, click again, drive. So I said, I'll put it in reverse. And if this thing moves, I'll quickly put it back in the park. Or I could go right to neutral even. And it held steady. So I was like, okay, all's good. Put it in drive. Stayed okay. I crawl out from under there and get in the Jeep because it was a lifted Jeep, so it was easy to get in and under and out. So the next morning, I positioned it facing the pond in my front yard, just because I looped around the backyard and then kind of pulled in at an angle so that all I got to do is put it in gear one time and leave. I don't have to back up and all that crap. So the next morning, I started up. My friend Bill, I'm talking to him on the phone or texting, man, you're going to run yourself over. I'm like, yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, so I crawl under there. I put it, same thing, your e-brake is on. But this time I'm not going to test it to see if it holds because it's been holding the last night. Well, in the morning, freshly started engine, it's cold outside or the engine's cold. And it revs higher to warm the engine up. Well, the e-brake did not hold because of that. And it slowly crawled up my foot, pinning both feet to the ground with if this is me laying on my back, this would be my leg sideways. And it crawled up my leg sideways. And then when the tire got to about here with that much pressure on it, it split my legs apart automatically. And then the one was already on the ground. The top one, which was my right knee, went bang down on the hard ground. And the whole legs were bruised. Bro, you can't keep interrupting when I'm doing a video.
Dad, I put a person on the moving car. Is that crazy?
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Save that for later. So, anyways, didn't break anything. Didn't see any tears. But ever since then, if I'd go on a kind of a long hike, typically in New Mexico, with hills and stuff, I don't remember if it was worse going up or down. I think it was worse going down. I think. I'd feel on the ACL area, left side of the knee, right side lower, and I would just take a break for a couple minutes, and then I was like, oh, okay, I'm good. I can go again. And it never hurt the next day or anything, So that all changed in January of this year when I went hiking on 2 hellacious hikes up and down some big hills. And this time it didn't go away. So I took a month off, went back, and immediately upon climbing up to one of our spots, my right knee was already hurting. Next day, both knees are hurting. I go, okay, we're done. So I took a break, see if they would heal up by themselves. I'm like, man, I think I'm going to need something else. Getting MRIs and things, whatever. Went to a place that does stem cells, and they looked at me, had me do an MRI, and determined there was a little tear in both knees, I think in the meniscus, minor. Yeah, you're probably a candidate for stem cells, And there was a tear in this and a bruise or something in that, whatever. And both knees kind of had the same thing. So I did that. You can't do anything for 2 months, strenuous. Don't go dancing. Don't do these dance lessons with your wife. You got to take it real easy. So I did, waited about 2 months. And I could still tell my knees are still kind of, not healed fully, but let me see what I can do. And I remember we went in the pool, and I just started, my wife was doing some laps. Like, oh, let me do a couple laps. Well, I plan to do more than a couple, but I think I did a couple, and it was like, oh, just flipping my leg was like, oh man, I kind of, oh, I think, did I re-injure that a little bit? Slightly? Oh man, dang it. So I kind of left it easy, all right, take it easy. Next day or two, I was like, ooh, I think I did, it does feel a little worse than it did yesterday. But then it was like, okay, it's kind of back where it was. Okay, just take it easy. Still can't dance, and I tried to go in for a lesson or two, and the next day it was like, yeah, my knee's telling me I probably shouldn't have done that. Not real bad, but like, yeah, I'm not ready yet. So, okay, no dance lessons for you yet. And I did a video telling you guys what I was doing. Someone comment in the comment section, oh, you need to try bpc-157 peptide. It's one of those times when you're like, something, you just know it's the truth. Like when Michelle White Dove told Pete that day, this coin's going to make people wealthy. It's called Theta. Help me get some. And Pete called me. I got him and White Dove some. It was that kind of thing. I knew this was truth. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do it right away. So I go to the site and to buy some. And it's like, oh, we have bpc-157 and the TB500 awesome whatever combo thing. And I go, well, what's that? So I start researching both of them. They're both great for healing. Ligaments, tendons, skin. I mean, honestly, all kinds of stuff. So I'm like, well, that's kind of what I'm needing here. Muscles, yeah. So I go ahead and order it. I get an email shortly after that from somebody I know. Joe, I saw your video. You need TB 500 and bpc-157. I go, dude, I just ordered that combo pack. So I was like, okay, this has to be the right stuff. So this place initially was called from Dr. Jens, Jenns, in Florida. And I think it was called Club Med or Med Club. And if you just type in Med Club, Dr. Jens, it'll come up. And they have this combo pack there too. They ship it out of a pharmacy that reconstitutes it for you in an ice cold pack. You get it, you got to refrigerate it right away in the entire time you're going to use it. For that combo pack, it was like $430. You can buy these things at different stores online. Like you could type in bpc-157 and TB500 combo, something like that. They'll give you a 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 milligram little vial. That's powder. You have to get it. They'll ship it to you. Then you have to reconstitute it with, what's it called? Like bacteriostatic water or something like that, or antibacteriostatic water, some crap. And I think it's called, yeah, so whatever. Anyways, you got to put like 1 milliliter in. You got to measure it, this and that, whatever. This place did all that for you. So naturally, you can do it yourself cheaper. But anyways, I opted for them doing it initially. So I bought a couple of them, and he had me injecting like 5 not milliliters, micro, whatever. So on a needle, that's like a 1 cc needle, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, up to 100. That would be a 1 cc or 1 milliliter. 10 units. So 10 out of the 100 is what I was doing daily, but 5 in the morning, 5 at night. And then after that vial ran out, which lasted about 3 weeks, I think, the next vial, 3 or 4 weeks, the next vial, same thing, same exact thing, was just do 8 every day once. So I did, ran through all that stuff. So we're talking again, another couple of months went by. But by day 3 of just using it the first time, the first vial, I was like, man, I swear I think this is already feeling better, and like I think this is really doing something. Man, this stuff might be amazing. And it just got better and a little bit better and a little bit better. Like I could tell every few days, like, man, this stuff's pretty cool. And then it was like, oh, my knee's still not 100%, but man, I think I'm ready. Get ready to try dancing again. And so I went ahead, let me go to do a couple lessons. Oh, my knee's feeling, I could tell I used it today, my knee. Let me see how tomorrow goes, because that's the test. Tomorrow came. Actually, it feels like it did the day before I even started dancing. Okay, this is kind of good. But that was only a couple dance things in a row, 2 days. So I'm like, well, we're going to do something on Thursday, something on Friday, something on Saturday. There's also this thing on Sunday. I don't know if I want to get too crazy, but I started getting a little crazy. And the knee held up. It was mainly my right knee. By then, my left knee was already completely healed, because that was always the one that was less damaged anyways. But it was my right knee that was the issue for the most part. And it got me good. That stuff worked good. And I had a friend down the street here. He was doing something and did something in his shoulder. Like like 2 spots, like here and up front a little bit, like right here and like right here. He's like, I do that. So I'm like, right there. It's like, yeah, I got to be careful when I'm carrying stuff, heavy stuff. And my wife's like, I'm going over there to bring Ian to play with their kids, and we could walk to their house. And I go, I'll catch up. I'll come. I'm going to catch up. I'm getting a little download. Go get that stuff. You got some here right now. Put it in a syringe and bring it over there and inject his ass right now. So I went over there and I told him, because I'd already told him about it. He's like, I said, I brought some. He goes, all right, well, I'll do it. So show me the 2 spots. And I go, okay, well, I brought 10 units worth. So I'll do 5 here and 5 here, right in the spots that are bothering them. Now, if you got a tendon that's bothering you, or something like that, you don't want to inject into a tendon. But if it's a muscle, that's fine, or just the fat skin around the trouble area, that's fine, and you can pinch it if you need to pinch it. In an area like some of the areas of my knee that were bothering me, there was no muscle in some of these areas. Just there's tendons down there, so I would pinch off a piece of my fat, even though I don't really have much fat. Just pinch enough, and you're using a little 8mm long insulin needle that's like a 30 or 31 gauge. Tiny little thing, and very, very thin. So you just pinch that out a little bit and put it in. Now, if you're doing a spot that you don't need to pinch, great. And if there's a vein right there that you see, you don't want to just put it right in the vein either. You want to avoid that if you can. But typically you want to get near the injection area. And they do make pills you can get online that are a very, very similar compound. And people have said, including one of our friends, that it did seem to help. But it's more systemic throughout your whole body, whereas this is like, I'm trying to target my shoulder or my knee. I'm going to inject right in that area. And that's typically what you'll find if you research this, that if you have an injury site, try to get to as close as you can. So I'm just here to tell you I did that, and I did that combo bpc-157 and TB500. And honestly, the bpc-157 probably would have been okay by itself, from my understanding, probably. But it can't hurt to have the combo pack. Obviously, it can only do something better, possibly. So that's what I did. It worked. It worked. I've been a dancing fool lately, and I'm catching on very quickly, which is awesome. And there's this lady named Olivia. She's around my and Evelyn's age. She's a pro dancer, been dancing for over 18 years, won numerous championship titles. Like, she's amazing, phenomenal dancer. But she comes to some of the group, she pretty much comes to all the group classes that we do, which are on Saturdays, and the instructor will teach you, as a group, a routine in a certain dance, salsa or bachata or tango or whatever it is, and he typically does 2. So 1 hour for one, 1 hour for the other. You get 2 hours. And I think he only charges like $10 a dance. So for the 2 of us, it's $40 total for 2 hours worth of 2 different dances. And we were doing a rumba and a salsa. Salsa's kind of new to me right now. So, anyways, I've been practicing, and he's not doing basic stuff. He's kind of throwing you into some higher level stuff right off the bat. And there's guys and girls. Typically, there's more girls than guys, as you might expect, most of the time, but not too bad. Maybe there's a couple extra girls this time around this Saturday. So they just sit out, and then the next time he's like, okay, switch partners, they will get back in the next partner. So everyone gets, like, all the girls get rotated essentially in the line. The guys just kind of stand there. And so I noticed, Olivia looking at me with this look on her face, because I've been practicing lately quite a bit with Evelyn. I've been getting good. I've been working on my frame. Hold this still like it's welded together. Don't get sloppy and loose over here, which typically happens when you forget your steps. Oh, what was the next move after this? Everything goes to shit instantly. You become a wet noodle. Done. And the girls are like, what are you doing? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm stuck. Just full stop. But when you know what's coming next, you can concentrate on the other things. Like, okay, I'm going to hold my frame. We're about to do this move in salsa where I've got my hand behind her back, but I've got to put a good amount of pressure this way on my left hand, because she's going to be walking 3 steps in front of me. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. And she needs to push against your hand, so you got to have some strength pushing back at her the whole time, while simultaneously help her do these little steps, these little twisty steps that she's doing. And nobody's really doing this right. Guys, we just can't get our stupid frames together, And Mine was on point. So I saw the look on Olivia's face. She looked at me with a look of shock and amazement. And she's like, "You've gotten really good. You've been getting really good fast." And I go, "Wow, I've been practicing. I've got Evelyn at home. I get to practice. I'm not just having to practice by myself, which is hard to do when you're doing a couples dance, which all these dances are for couples. You know, some of these ladies don't have a guy to dance with, so they go home and wait till their next lesson or something. Whereas me and Evelyn go, let's go home and we'll practice again tonight or tomorrow morning or whatever. And she might be wanting to work on something that she's struggling with in her private lessons, and I'm like, well, I want to do that routine. He's showing us that part where we do this thing and the hands, grab your hand like this and that and all that. I need to figure out the step because he's saying you got to take a tap step so you can get back on your left foot, because normally you'd be back on your right foot and that's not correct for this move. You got to be on your left foot, so you got to do a fake tap. It's like a fake out, okay? You know, all right. And we did it. Oh, I got it. So it worked. But and then throughout the days that other ladies were complimenting me too. About I was a really good lead and da-da-da, and I'm like, oh, good, man, this is what I want. I don't want to be a pro dancer, and I'm not looking to compete or do anything like that or do a show number. Like, I just want to go out with Evelyn in particular to some of these social dances, which you can easily, and people will ask you to dance. You know, guys ask Evelyn all the time, hey, or sometimes they'll come up to me, do you mind if I dance with your lady? You know, yeah, sure. You know, just to be like respectful, but you don't have to ask the guy, just ask the lady, would you like to dance, you know? But yeah, go ahead, because I don't know half these dances anyway, so please take her, you know? Yeah, she knows them all, and even the ones I know, she knows, and she can do everything that I want her to do in those dances and more, but I can't get her to do that because I don't know those level of things yet. So I'm just, I'm just trying to catch up in a hurry. So I've got myself scheduled right now for quite a bit of lessons coming up. Double lessons. Oh, I'm not coming up for one lesson. Let's do 2 in a row, back to back. So I'll make my time count while I'm here. I've got 2. I've got a single lesson on Monday, a double lesson on Monday, a single lesson on Friday, a double lesson on Friday, group class that I'm telling you about on Saturday. And then I think on Wednesday I've got a single lesson with this older lady. I think she's around 70 years old. But, you know, tons of experience. And but it's a little bit of a drive to get to her. But I'm like, throw everything I can as fast as I can. I've got to get this figured out fast. Because Evelyn's like, yeah, I don't. She's like, you know, there's instructors that I've danced with that, believe it or not, don't even have as strong of a lead as you do. Like that strength, and like me knowing they're there, and when they want me to do something, give me a little strength and showing me so I know. You know, if you put your hand up like this, I know what that means. Coming close, do a turn. If you put it out that way, it means do a wider turn. You know, like be very specific with what you want. And apparently I am. And so it's like, okay, this is getting kind of good now. You know, it's kind of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun when I can really get some of these dances down with her. But she'll let me know when I missed something or did something wrong. Old Evelyn is there to let me know. What are you doing? I don't know. Thought we were going to the windows after that. No, you're missing that one thing. What one thing? The thing you've done 1,000 times that you've never missed. Now you're missing it. Huh? What are you talking about? And then we do it. Oh my God. Where did I even come from? I've never missed that. It's the second thing we do, actually. Why would you miss something so soon? I don't know. I did. Sorry about that. Sorry about your luck, Evelyn. But she's like, you know, I was there. Believe me, I know. She goes, oh, I might be sounding a little impatient sometimes. She goes, but I was there too, and I beat myself up all the time too, even to this very day, even though I've definitely gotten better. I beat myself up, you know, she tells me, and she does, and I can't stop her. I can't help her. She just is the way she is. And I'm like, you can do that, but, you know, don't get frustrated with your partner. You know, everyone's at different levels, and you know that. And she goes, I know, and I get frustrated with these other guys, even knowing that. And she's like, I can't be that way. I should not be that way. I should not be having these thoughts. She goes, but I've been so spoiled by mostly dancing with only my instructor that I now have high expectations from dancing with anybody. She goes, but I'm dancing with a high-level instructor, and that's all I know. So I'm used to his patterning. We do this first, then he typically goes into that, and then he typically goes in that pattern. So even though he's leading me, I don't need him to lead me. I know what he's going to do next. And now I'm finding out when I dance with random guys at these socials, even if they're what I think might be an okay lead, I still struggle figuring out what are they trying to get me to do. And she's like, and it's because I'm used to these patternings of my instructor that he always does all the time. She goes, I wish he'd actually mix them up sometimes to throw me off and see if I can follow his lead. And she goes, every now and then he will throw something in there, and a lot of times I won't know what I'm doing. Like, oh, what were you doing? He's like, you know that. No, I don't. What were you trying to do? You know that. No, I don't. What was it? And then he shows her, oh, I do know that. She just didn't know it because she's not registering the hand positions and the pressures and stuff to, hey, I want you to do this as a guy. We don't speak it. We use our hands to do what we want them to do in front of us, essentially. And they have to know as the follower, oh, when they put their hand like this and do that, it means this. And when they do that, it means that. But she's so used to these patterns that she can do it with her eyes closed without him leading her. So she's struggling now with that. So she's like, I need to work on that. So that's what it's one of the things she's working on. But meantime, I'm like, well, I don't mean to, I'm not bragging, but maybe it's the drummer, the helicopter pilot in me, hands, feet movement, coordination, sound of beats, drummer, I'm going to catch you and surpass you. I hope you know that. And when I do, I'll be able to dance you at your best. So you'll have just as much fun with me, hopefully, as you had with your instructor, dancing with them at your best. Because that's the only person you can dance at your best with apparently right now. Even to other instructors, she can't quite do that good. Because they don't know what she's capable of yet. And sometimes they try to run her through something and she may know, but because they're doing it, she doesn't know how to, do it with them for some reason. So she's learning, like, I got to branch out. I've got to dance with other instructors too and take lessons from other instructors too, because if I don't do this, I can't just be stuck to one person and their habits and their styles and stuff. I've got to do this, or I'm not going to be that good of a dancer when I dance with other people. And that's the whole purpose I did this was to go out and dance and be able to dance all the dances with you and other people as we typically do in these socials. So that's what we've been working on lately. On the Friday Rewind Fridays, I'm kind of sort of doing a new thing now that I got my old channel back. And I'm going to find little interesting videos that I did 4 years ago plus, when my channel got terminated, the other one, and go, oh, let's rewind that one. All right, let's play that back. Like the orb video of Boo Boo Dude's daughter's house. So it's an old video, but it's like, hey, do you remember that? And there's live streams he and I did 4 years ago for an hour or whatever, And it's going to be curious to see just what was spoken about 4 years ago versus where we are today in today's world, in the events and things that have been happening. So I thought I'll definitely be doing some Rewind Fridays on some of those old live streams. So what I do is I go to the old channel, download them, and then upload them to this channel that you're watching right now. So that's all I got to say about that. I shall talk to you all later.